What is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be going through 10 of my best bets for week 12 of the 2024 college football season. Let's start off with recapping my results from last week. And last week I went 3 and 7. And yes, I didn't do great last week, only going 3 and 7. But regardless, I do this for fun and I don't recommend you guys placing any of my bets, but hopefully we can have a bounce back week for week 12. And at number 10, I have North Carolina minus 11.5 versus Wake Forest this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. North Carolina has won their last two games by 20 plus, and they have been playing a lot better coming off the bye week. Obviously, the veteran head coach Mack Brown did something to get this team back on the right track. North Carolina completely dominated both Virginia and Florida State on the road the last 2 weeks. North Carolina has this game back at home, and they're playing a Wake Forest team that has one of the worst defenses in the ACC. They got completely exposed against Cal last weekend, and I think North Carolina should win this game and cover. So give me North Carolina in this game 38-24. I have North Carolina minus 11.5 for my best bet, and I have the under for this game. Now, number 9, I have Oregon minus 14 on the road against Wisconsin this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Oregon has been dominating teams, and I think they can cover that spread against Wisconsin. Wisconsin has not been a great team this year, and the offense has some issues. Maybe we see a better Wisconsin team show up, but I just cannot trust this Wisconsin team, and Oregon has been road tested this year. Oregon didn't even play a great game against Maryland, but they still ended up beating Maryland by 3 scores because of how dominant that Oregon defense actually is. And maybe this is a trap game for Oregon, but right now I cannot trust this Wisconsin team. They've lost their last 2 games by multiple possessions, and they got absolutely dominated by Iowa on the road. I get it, Camp Ramble on the road could be a tough place for Oregon to play, but I just think they are the much better and more talented team. I like Oregon to win this game 34-10. My best bet for this game is Oregon minus 14, and I have the under. At number 8, I have the over 43.5 for the game between number 21 South Carolina and number 23 Missouri this Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Some people might be taking South Carolina to cover the spread, but I don't think they will cover. I think Missouri is going to show up to play and keep this game closer than people think. But I think both these offenses have been playing better lately, and I don't see the under hitting in this game, and that's exactly why I am taking the over. We know that Shane Beamer is going to have this South Carolina squad ready to play. They've been playing very good football lately, and South Carolina always plays their best football in the month of November. They are averaging over 30 points per game in their last 3 games, and they've been really dominant. They won their last 3 games by 20 plus. But I also think Missouri has a shot in this game. They are coming off of a pretty nice win against Oklahoma, and I expect them to carry over the momentum and play another good game, but this South Carolina defense will be too much for Missouri. One way or another, I think South Carolina will win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover, but I'm going to give Missouri the benefit of the doubt. I say they keep it close, but South Carolina wins it 27-20. I am taking Missouri plus 13.5, and my best bet for this game is the over. I think there could potentially be a lot of points scored in this game. At number 7, I have Syracuse plus 9 versus Cal this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of people might be rolling with Cal to cover that spread, but Syracuse has been a solid team this year. I think this will be a very even matchup, and even on the road, I think Syracuse can cover that spread. Syracuse is coming off of a loss to Boston College, and they really should have won that game. They are going to show up to Cal knowing they have to play their A game if they want to beat Cal on the road. I am going to go with Cal to win the game 31-27, but my best bet for this game is Syracuse plus 9. I think they will cover and keep it close, and I have the over. At number 6, I have the under 50.5 for the game between Purdue and number 4 Penn State this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I think this is a pretty simple bet. Purdue scored 0 points against both Ohio State and Oregon, and Ohio State and Oregon have a similar defense to Penn State. Purdue is not going to score a bunch of points in this game, but on the other hand, I don't see Penn State scoring in the high 40s or 50s, and I don't think Penn State has the offense to completely demolish Purdue. I have questions with that Penn State offense. They don't have great skill position players, and they hardly ever score in the 40s or 50s. So give me Penn State to win this game 38-10. There's no way Purdue should keep this game close, but I do have them covering the spread barely. And my best bet for this game is definitely the under. And I am basing that off the fact that Purdue struggles to score points and Penn State is not a high scoring team. So that's exactly why I have the under 50.5 as my best bet for this game. At number 5, I have Notre Dame minus 23 versus Virginia this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Why is nobody talking about how dominant this Notre Dame team has been? Look, if you really just want to go off eye test, Notre Dame looks like a top 3 team in the country right now if you look at the last couple of weeks, the way they've been dominating teams. I know Florida State isn't a great football team, but they scored 50 against them. No other team has scored in the 30s outside of Miami. And Notre Dame dropped 52 on their heads and only gave up 3 points. They beat them by 50. That was an extremely dominant performance from Notre Dame, and they've been doing that the last couple of weeks. Riley Leonard is shaping up to be a great leader for this team at quarterback. They have a very dominant run game, and their defense is very good at getting pressure to the quarterback. And they also have a very experienced secondary. Notre Dame's last 4 games have been won by 18 plus points, and they are playing their best football right now. I know people don't want to take them seriously because they have that loss to Northern Illinois. But we are late in the season, and Notre Dame is clicking on all cylinders. They are not going to slip up against another bad team. Now, Virginia isn't necessarily a bad team, but Notre Dame is just the much better team in this game. And I think their defense can create turnovers and set them up to win this game big. So give me Notre Dame 41-14 in this game. My best bet for this game is Notre Dame minus 23, and I have the over. At number 4, I have Washington State minus 10.5. On the road against New Mexico this Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There is going to be a lot of points scored in this game, but I feel like I would be a fool if I didn't recognize the spread in this game and bet that Washington minus 10.5 spread. Because New Mexico is a 4-6 football team, they have had a very bad defense this year. And Washington State is 8-1, and they are one of the better group of 5 teams in the country right now. I just think this game is a mismatch, and Washington State should blow out another team in the group of 5. Even on the road, I trust Washington State to win this game big. Give me Washington State 42-27. Maybe that's not a complete blowout, but I definitely trust Washington State to cover that minus 10.5, and that's my best bet for this game, and I have the under for this game. At number 3, I am definitely taking the over 52.5 for the game this Saturday between Navy and Tulane. And I think this one is very simple, and that is a very low over-under. These are 2 of the best offenses, not just in their conference, but in the group of 5. But not only that, Navy hasn't had a great defense this year. They have gave up a lot of points. And Tulane has scored 30 plus points in 4 of their last 5 games. They scored 52 against Temple last week and dominated them. Their offense has been playing super well, and this could be a G5 contender for the college football playoffs. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Tulane. I know they have 2 losses, but both of those losses were earlier in the season to Power 4 teams. I'm definitely taking Tulane to win this game 38-28. I think there's going to be a decent amount of points scored in this game. I'm taking Tulane minus 7. I wouldn't be surprised if some people bet Tulane minus 7 because they've been playing very good football lately. But my best bet for this game is the over 52.5. I expect these offenses to score a lot of points. And at number 2, I am definitely taking Tennessee plus 10 versus Georgia this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Look, I know Athens, Georgia is a very tough place to play, and you never know when this Georgia team is just going to show up and absolutely dominate a team. But I don't think that Georgia offense can do that to Tennessee's defense. Tennessee might have the best defense in the SEC, and they probably have a top 3 defense in the country. I am very high on Tennessee's defense, and they also run the ball super well, something Georgia has struggled to stop this year. Georgia has also struggled to run the ball on the offensive side of the ball, and Tennessee has one of the best rushing defenses in the country. Look, I think everything favors Tennessee in this game. The only reason people would pick Georgia to win this game is because of the fact that Kirby Smart is a great head coach. But personally, not only do I think Tennessee will cover the spread, I think they outright win this game 23-20. I am taking Tennessee plus 10 as my best bet, and I have the under for this game. And lastly, this is my best bet for the week. I have Ohio State minus 28.5 at Northwestern this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I know this has been bet down a little bit because Northwestern usually has a weird atmosphere and some teams struggle to play at Northwestern. But this is an elite Ohio State team we are talking about. We are talking about one of the best teams in the country. I have no doubt that Ohio State is going to win this game big. Really nothing much to say about this game. So give me Ohio State 38-7. My best bet for this game and my best bet for the week is Ohio State minus 28.5. I just think they are the much better team on both sides of the football, and I have the over for this game. But anyways, that is going to do it for my Week 12 best bets. Hopefully I can have the bounce back week, but I don't really care. I'm just doing this for fun. I would like to get better at predicting these games, but anyways, let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content. And we basically cover everything on this channel, so definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.